My name is Siobhan Brady, and I am delighted to be part of this Resurgence for the Arts event to support a vibrant recovery for Ireland from COVID-19 by sharing my story and other inspirational projects that are happening in Ireland. On the 6th of September 2018, I performed the Highest Harp Concert in aid of Cystic Fibrosis at Singla Pass in the Himalayas at 16,000 feet, the same height as Everest Base Camp, actually. As another reference, Carrauntoohil is only 3,000 feet high, so it was over 5 times the highest mountain in Ireland. I was awarded the Guinness World Record for the Highest Altitude Harp Performance, and I'm featured in the 2021 Guinness World Record book. One of the pieces I played at the summit is called the Napogue Medley by Anne-Marie O'Farrell, and my performance on the mountain is the music you can hear right now. In recognition for my achievement, I was presented with a mayoral scroll from Limerick City and County Council in September of 2019. I'm currently a third-year student at Cork School of Music, studying the concert harp with Anne-Marie Papin Labazordie. My journey starts when I won first in 2 competitions in London hosted by Camac Harps. At the competition, this man approached me and my dad to be part of the Highest Harp Concert and Piano Concert in aid of Cystic Fibrosis. He had done similar crazy projects like the Deepest Piano Concert and had won an award at the Edinburgh Film Festival for a project called Piano to Zanskar. The idea was if something had happened to the piano during transit, I would become the backup musician. However, as it happens, we went going higher with the harp and got our own record. Desmond is on the Highest Harp Concert record as he read a poem during the section of Anne-Marie O'Farrell's piece. The poem was kindly presented by our president, Michael D. Higgins, who sent it to us before we flew out to India. In order to prepare for this high-altitude challenge, my dad and I were fortunate to be offered access at the incredible facilities in Limerick at Delta Sports Dome. This simulates the amount of oxygen at 4,800 meters, which increases your stamina and is used by athletes like the Munster rugby team. The facilities are absolutely amazing, even if you're not preparing to climb a mountain. Here's a picture of my dad after we did one of the workouts. I decided to decline the post-workout tired photo, so you're just going to have to deal with Dad. Me and Dad liked the quote that was on the wall, however, which is a good message for anyone in the creative arts business. There may be people with more talent than you, but there is no excuse for someone to work harder than you. As well as sponsoring the transportation of the harp from Limerick to Ladakh in northern India, Camac Harps also sent me a complete kit of sets of strings and levers in case we needed to repair the harp, which was definitely very much needed as the harp was damaged in the airport. Hypoxic training really helped us at altitude, which is actually really cold, even though I decided to perform in a dress. In fact, my dad and I were the only ones who had hypoxic training, and the rest of the team really struggled with the lack of oxygen, which was about half at sea level. 2 of the members had to take oxygen, and 1 had to be rushed down due to breathing difficulties. Sadly, on returning home to London after our trip, Desmond Gentle died on the 2nd of October due to thrombosis. Even before we had achieved this record, Desmond was already planning the next event. He wanted to raise even more money by performing the Highest Harp Concert on Mount Kilimanjaro. For those who are not familiar with Mount Kilimanjaro, it is the world's tallest freestanding mountain at 19,341 feet, which is 3,000 feet higher than our current record, which is essentially a Carrauntoohil on top of where we were in the Himalayas. We're planning to do this in 2024 in Desmond's memory. Following the Guinness World Record Snapchat story that was posted earlier this year to promote the 2021 official book, which went out to their 5.3 million subscribers, I was invited to climb and perform on the top of Mount Fuji. Although Mount Fuji is only 12,000 feet high, it looks very similar to Mount Kilimanjaro, so it will be a good experience for the team when carrying the harp to the summit. You can go to www.thehighestharpconcert.com to track our progress. To prepare me and the team, we are working with Stephen Lappin, who runs virtual workout sessions during the pandemic. Stephen has devised a fitness plan for all of us so we can achieve the level of fitness necessary for our goals. Here are some other musical inspirations I would like to share with you. Firstly, I was selected by the Emer Noonan Music Bursary Award last year, which was run by the Noonan family and Cool Music in memory of Emer Noonan, who died tragically in France. She was a language student at UCC and a member of the UCC Orchestra as their lead violinist. I was asked to perform at their annual fundraising concert, which took place in Cork, County Galway. However, due to COVID, it was cancelled. Emer Noonan's uncle, Michael Noonan, came up with a cool idea to move it to a virtual fundraising challenge. They got over 400 performers and raised €30,000, more than any other year. I submitted 2 virtual performances. The first one you can hear playing now. It is my performance of John Thomas's The Minstrel Adhere to His Native Homeland, which I recorded at the virtual European Science Engagement Conference. My second performance was on the Lever Harp by the shores of Loch Rainey, which is where Emer Noonan had lived. Another initiative that caught my attention is the Inclusive Orchestra for Disabled Musicians. Lacéla is a new initiative that has been launched by the Royal Irish Academy of Music with the Creative Ireland programme. It is a project that aims to develop ensembles for young disabled musicians. It will culminate in the founding of the Open Youth Orchestra of Ireland, which is the EU's first national youth orchestra for disabled musicians. It will be a cross-border orchestra, drawing members from the 4 provinces separately before bringing them all together as a full orchestra. An open orchestra is one where the ability is not a limiting factor. Those who participate will include musicians with Down syndrome, autism, and cerebral palsy. Unlike other orchestras that recruit based solely on musical ability, Lacéla uses something called conductology to help the children connect through music. Conductology is a technique developed by Dr. Denise White of Ulster University and involves all the members of the ensemble agreeing on 18 gestures before they play together. This builds confidence and enhances communication. The orchestra will create its own music and will use assistive and adaptive music technology, including iPads, MacBooks, and motion sensors to allow people with physical and intellectual challenges to access music performance. It is a technology well suited to children who otherwise would not be able to learn a conventional instrument. The orchestra will be made up of musicians playing conventional instruments as well as those using technology. I first saw the Open Youth Orchestra of Ireland initiative on a newsletter from Ralph Parks about the projects that the Ignite Fund will be supporting this year. And as it worked out, my college CSM was chosen as their Munster province, so it was clearly a strong connection. The final initiative I was inspired by was the Harps for Hope initiative by Harp Ireland. I really loved this project as it showcased the best of the harpers in Ireland who I aspire to become. Over 200 harpers came together to perform and share their music online and perform a specially arranged setting of Fanny Power, which they dedicated to all who had suffered a great loss during the pandemic and to frontline workers. Anne-Marie O'Farrell was also featured in this event. She's been a huge support to me for the Highest Harp Concert and providing her song The Pogue Medley, which you heard earlier. My Celtic harp teacher Janet Harbison was also featured, playing her composition by Strangford Waters, which Janet allowed me to premiere at the summit at 16,000 feet. She has been a major supporter for me for my entire career, and Janet's submission of the Harps for Hope can be heard playing now. Well done to everyone who participated. It was a beautiful event and hopefully can be repeated in the future. Harp Ireland are now planning a new initiative called Healing Harps to bring music to nursing homes who have been so deprived of visitors since COVID. Initiatives like this help prove what a strong sense of community we have, so I very much agree with the saying, we live in each other's shadows. I recognize that I am only at the start of my career, so I do not feel comfortable telling well-established artists the messages they should be living by, but these are the messages I tell myself. The first one is to be entrepreneurial. The day I decided to enroll in Cork School of Music instead of going for a career in maths, my dad told me I needed to be an entrepreneur first, and this would be the key to my success. I'm lucky that my dad is a successful entrepreneur and has taught me many key terms and techniques on how to benefit my career, such as pivoting and the mom test and product market fit. I would recommend that all musicians study entrepreneurship to help benefit their career. The second one is to be grateful. I'm grateful to so many people in my life, such as Anne-Marie O'Farrell and Janet Harbison, for their beautiful music and their musical inspiration and teachings. Ralph Parks, who gave us access to the hypoxic training, which was crucial in our journey. Helen Leitner from Kamak Harps for sponsoring us to the Himalayas. My teacher, Anne-Marie, and my department head, Joan Scannell, for all of the support they've given me through the college. Mary Noonan for the Music Bursary Award and all the contacts she's made me. Stephen Lappin for his encouragement and extremely tough workouts. my Aunt Susan, who put me forward for the competition in London, which kicked off this amazing journey, and special thanks to Fergal for inviting me to speak and share my story with you today. My third point is to be involved. Nothing will happen unless you take action. I heard a great talk from Emer Noon at the Shine Festival, which is an inspiration and empowerment event for young women hosted by the Shona Project. Emer, who was the first female conductor at the Oscars, shared her story, and Emer's message was be prepared to graft. You must first give to receive, so everyone should get involved. My fourth message is to be connected. My one advice to myself this year was to get on LinkedIn and connect with people in our industry. Your net worth is your network, so everyone should get involved. And the fifth point is to believe in the impossible. As crazy as it sounds, but this is a great inspirational quote from Branches of Assisi. It says, start by doing what is necessary, then do what's possible, and suddenly you're doing the impossible. I'm extremely, this quote was given to me by my dad, who I'm also extremely grateful for all his help in my career and in help in doing this presentation. Thank you so much for listening to my talk, and have a great day.